The power of persistence. How to keep going when you feel like quitting. Persistence is essential for turning obstacles into opportunities, yet it's often the first thing we want to let go of when times get tough. We've all faced moments when the weight of our goals feels overwhelming, and quitting seems like the only option. However, it's during these moments that persistence matters most. The ability to push forward, even when you feel like giving up, can transform your life. Let's explore the power of persistence and how to harness it to keep going when you feel like quitting. 1. The foundation: understanding what persistence truly means. Let's start by defining persistence. It's more than just enduring hardship or trudging along in the face of difficulty. Persistence is the determined effort to keep moving forward, knowing that setbacks, failures, and roadblocks are part of the process, not the end of it. It's easy to confuse persistence with simply hanging on, but it's much more proactive than that. It's about staying adaptable, finding new ways when old methods fail, and consistently pushing toward your goal. Think of persistence as the fuel in your tank, not a burden to carry. It gives you the power to withstand temporary discomfort for long-term success. Persistence isn't about perfection, it's about progress. 2. Why we feel like quitting. The psychology behind giving up. Before we talk about solutions, it's important to understand why we often feel like quitting. Why does the urge to give up creep in just when we seem to need persistence the most? There are several reasons. Overwhelm. When you set big goals, it's natural to feel overwhelmed by the sheer size of the task ahead. Your brain starts focusing on how much you have left to do, rather than how far you've come. Fear of failure. Sometimes, the fear of not succeeding makes quitting feel like a safer option. If I quit now, you tell yourself, I won't have to face the embarrassment of failing. Lack of immediate results. We live in a world where instant gratification is the norm. When success doesn't come quickly, it's easy to lose motivation and doubt whether your efforts will ever pay off. Recognizing these reasons helps us better combat them. These feelings are not indicators that you should give up. They are signals that you're pushing beyond your comfort zone, which is precisely where growth happens. 3. Break it down, turning big goals into manageable steps. One of the most effective ways to keep going is to break your goals into smaller, manageable steps. This approach helps counter the overwhelm that often leads to quitting. When your mind is focused on the enormity of the goal, it's easy to feel like the finish line is unreachable. But what if, instead of focusing on the finish line, you only focused on the next step? Let's say you want to run a marathon. Thinking about running 26 miles might feel impossible, especially if you've never run more than a few miles at a time. But what if you focus on running just 1 mile and then another? Over time, those small, consistent efforts add up to something much greater. Persistence thrives in small victories. Celebrate those, and they'll fuel you for the bigger challenges ahead. 4. Reframe your mindset. Obstacles as opportunities. A key trait of persistent individuals is their ability to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of viewing obstacles as reasons to quit, see them as chances to learn and strengthen your resolve. For example, rather than asking, "Why is this happening to me?" shift your focus to, "What can I learn from this experience?" This mindset encourages you to embrace difficulties as valuable lessons, ultimately fostering a more resilient and determined approach to your goals. 5. Embrace the power of yet. One of the most impactful words you can adopt in your journey is yet. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," rephrase it to, "I can't do this yet." This small change in language can significantly alter your mindset. It reminds you that your current struggles do not define your future potential. By using yet, you keep the door open to growth and improvement, reinforcing the idea that persistence will lead to progress over time. Embracing this perspective allows you to remain motivated, even in the face of challenges. 6. Build a support system. One of the most overlooked aspects of persistence is the power of community. Surrounding yourself with a support system, people who believe in your goals and encourage you to keep going, is critical to maintaining momentum when you feel like quitting. You don't have to go through life's challenges alone. Whether it's family, friends, mentors, or even an online community, the people around you can help lift you up when your motivation is low. In moments of doubt, reach out to your support system. Sometimes, just a word of encouragement can reignite the fire inside you. They can remind you of why you started in the first place and help you see your progress when you can't see it yourself. 7. Develop healthy habits for resilience. Persistence isn't just a mental game, it's physical too. To keep going, you need to take care of your body as much as your mind. Stress, fatigue, and burnout are common culprits behind quitting, but you can combat them by developing healthy habits that boost your resilience. Sleep, prioritize rest. When you're well rested, you have more energy to push through challenges. Nutrition, fuel your body with nourishing foods that give you sustained energy throughout the day. Exercise, physical activity helps release endorphins, which can improve your mood and keep your mind clear. Taking care of your physical health builds the resilience you need to stay persistent in your mental and emotional efforts. 8. Visualize the end goal, but focus on the process. While it's important to keep your end goal in sight, persistence often requires you to focus more on the process than the outcome. Visualizing your success can be motivating, but getting too caught up in the final result can lead to frustration when it feels distant. Instead, focus on the daily habits and actions that will lead you to your goal. Commit to showing up every day, even when you don't see immediate results. The small, consistent efforts will eventually compound into significant progress. Every time you feel like quitting, ask yourself, what small step can I take today to move forward? 9. Persistence leads to mastery. Trust the process. Lastly, understand that persistence leads to mastery. The more you persist, the more you learn, adapt, and grow. Over time, your efforts become second nature. What once seemed impossible will become part of your skill set. By sticking to the process, even when it's hard, you're laying the foundation for mastery. And once you master persistence, you become unstoppable, not because things get easier, but because you've developed the resilience to face anything that comes your way. Persistence is the quiet strength that drives you to keep going when everything else says stop. It's the belief that your hard work will pay off, even when it feels futile. Challenges aren't meant to break you but to build you. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Breathe, break your goal into smaller steps, lean on your support system, and keep moving forward. The power of persistence lies not in never wanting to quit but in refusing to give up. Keep going, and you'll be amazed at how far you can go.